What's up, Mark? What's up, Sandy? What's up, team? All right, guys. Today we got GameStop earnings. We'll put up a little bit more information about it on stream, but yeah, we're gonna do a poll like we always do. Um, Telling you, asking you what you guys think. Hey, what's up, bro? All right, bull or bear? Vote on that poll. All right, guys. We're gonna get the music in a second. I'm listening to other music in my headphones, so we'll put them on in a second. All right, GameStop currently sitting at 1778 right now. Vote on that poll. We're also gonna do a Twitter poll. All right, yeah, GameStop market looks pretty strong right now, man. Market initially kind of had a bearish open. It has since pulled a full turn, broken back over 398. We might trade a little bit here as well. I might buy a little bit of this. Um, if we keep pulling back to 398, I'll buy a little bit more of this. We'll see what happens. Let me catch back up. Hey, what's up, man? From Pakistan. Hey, welcome, brother. Appreciate you joining the stream, man. What's up, King? What's up, Chris? Ernestas. What's up, man? Bob, Mark, Sandy. All right, team. So again, GameStop currently down there. We're going to add a little bit more to this position here. We got 50 shares of the SPY. We got a little bit of cushion on the day that we can play with. I just want to see if we bounce at 398 and continue on this upward trend. We got the rate hike decision tomorrow, and that might influence, uh, what the market wants to do today. It might be a little bit sideways and apprehensive because of that. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and buy 50 shares of the SPY. All right, market pulling back to 398, 398. Again, let's look at the poll numbers. We're going to do a Twitter poll as well. All right, we're going to get some music playing in a second also. Quarter four. All right, does GameStop break? All right, do they break 1850? They close over $18. All right, guys. GameStop. We also have Nike earnings, I believe, today. We're still in this trade. It's right around 398. All right. All right, we're doing a Twitter poll. Does GameStop close over $18 a share today? Vote on the poll. Let us know if you guys think it will. Hit the like button while we're here as well. All right, we got our poll live on Twitter. Give me a follow on Twitter at Beginner Trades if you haven't already. Hey, what's up, Bal? Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. All right, we're gonna get some music playing as well here. All right, so yeah, GameStop fourth quarter earnings. They are expecting right now. Look at what they're expecting here. GameStop is currently expecting. I'm gonna look up the macro trend chart as well. We bought a little bit of the SPY right now. We'll see if that holds. All right, guys. So we're slightly green on that SPY dip we bought just now. All right, so yeah, GameStop is expecting 16-cent loss per share. All right, let me see. So yeah, GameStop is expecting a 16-cent loss per share on 2.18 billion in sales. Let me know if you guys think they'll hit it. 2.18 billion in sales on 16-cent loss expectations. Uh, all right, so if we look at the macro trend chart, again, here's the GameStop trends. All right, so here is the revenue for GameStop leading up to this, and this is, I think, the relevant thing to pay attention to. So here is the revenue trend from macro trends right now. You can see starting. This is the 12-year one. So starting in 2021, on a yearly basis, they've been getting a little bit better, although slightly pulling back over the last year or so. All right, we caught the bounce. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit there just to lock something in, make us not super worried about the trade. But yeah, looking at that chart, like I said, here's the chart right here. On a quarterly basis, they've been pretty flat since 2021. In terms of revenue, we can look the same thing up for EPS, but that's right now. Market is still popping up a little bit. And you can see here in terms of EPS, EPS is getting a little bit worse over time on a yearly basis. So you can see their profitability, they're slowly losing their profitability over the last couple years. This is a trailing 12 months. So, here's the trailing EPS. The EPS since April. So basically, over the last year, the EPS has slowly been getting tighter and tighter, which is good. That's what you want to see. EPS is profitability. So they're kind of getting more and more profitable over the last couple quarters, 3 quarters specifically. We'll see if they actually hold that. Again, if you want to vote on our Twitter poll right now, but that is the graph so far. Here's our actual Twitter poll if you want to vote on it. So there's the Twitter poll if you want to vote on it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. The SPY dip did work. Uh, I thought the cup and handle break might work, but go ahead and lock it in. Just kind of scalping this real quickly. Nike expectations. Yeah, we can pull up Nike as well. Again, we bought the SPY here. We're just going to let the rest ride. Here's Nike. Nike looking pretty solid ahead of their earnings report as well. I'm not gonna. It depends on the time you're willing to hold it for GameStop. We're gonna get the music playing here. I realize the music hasn't been playing, so let me throw that up. Look at Nike rip up over highs here. Again, we did buy a little bit of the SPY. I'm just gonna go in and cut the trade, little baby trade. Or actually, I'll let it work. I mean, I might as well. So we're gonna put the music up on stream here. Hold on, let me fix this here. So yeah, we're gonna put the music up on stream. There we go. And let me know if you can hear that. You should be able to. Nike breaking highs though. GameStop still consolidating around this 1775 level. So we're watching that. Am I not monetized? Yeah, we're monetized. I appreciate the heads up regardless though. Sometimes I'm not, so I appreciate it. But yeah, look at Nike rip it up. 1779 right now. Looking at our poll numbers, we did do a YouTube poll here. 60% are bullish, 40% are bearish here on this live stream. So market's looking okay right now, though. I mean, the market's been pushing up. A lot of people, again, we kind of talked about it this morning. Opening up today, what ultimately happened here is so the market opened up. And when we opened up, we talked about it this on the morning live stream. If anybody remembers what I said this morning, exactly what I said could happen. I didn't say I would. I said it could happen. Exactly what I said could happen happened, right? Which is that we open up and we're pretty extended away from the previous closing price, which signals that we're extended. The market on a short-term basis is a little too high, and that generally when the market is extended like that, at least initially into the opening bell, we pull back some. So when the market opens up pretty high over the previous closing price, profit taking happens at the open, and we can sometimes get pullbacks, which is exactly what we're getting right now. So we're pulling back now. We're at 398.15, but we did do this red to green move that we said could happen. And again, we talked about a red to green move at the open, and that's exactly what we got. You can kind of see it right there. So interesting market. At least we're ending green. What am I, bearish or bullish? I'm bullish on GameStop. But of course, I have no idea. What is GameStop Q4 earnings? It's GameStop's earnings report. All right, so market's pulling back a little bit. I'm going to buy up some more here, I think. All right, there's 25 shares, 35 shares. We'll get another 50 in here if we can. All right, so there's 50 shares again. And again, just like the last one, we'll take profit quick. We just got a decent enough pullback that a lot of the time the market's going to bounce. It might not bounce, but luckily we've got a nice cushion on the day where, even if it doesn't bounce, we'll still be fine. All right, we asked people, does GameStop close over $18 a share today? On Twitter, most people think yes. Deep pullback here. I could add some more. If I do add, it needs to be into 398. which I guess I will. So I'm in 75 shares of the SPY. I'm not going to add any more to this, and I'm just going to play off of the profit that I already had on the day. See if we can roll that into a little bit more. See if we bounce at 398. We'll give it some time too. GameStop pulling back under 1775. But a decent little pullback. We'll see if a cup and handle forms. So yeah, GameStop earnings specifically are going to be released. Let me look. Yeah, GameStop earnings are going to come out, I believe, right at the closing bell. So they're going to drop at 4:05. Nike actually drops theirs at 4:15. So GameStop earnings are going to drop 5 minutes after the closing bell. And again, we'll stream them live. Like, we get a lot of people that tune into these streams because we cover them pretty fast once they come out. So yeah, we'll see what happens. SPY bounced it a little bit at 398 here. GameStop popping back up to 1775. Let me send out my newsletter. I don't think I've sent one out in a while. All right, guys, still sitting at 398 on the SPY. Again, we bought the dip. GameStop still sitting at 1775. Did get a nice little pop back up, so we're back green on the trade here. And again, I think we're just going to let it work a little bit more. See if we can get up to like the high of the day, right around that $0.50 level. Starting to move up, dude. I got some weird thing on my eye. My eye is incredibly red today. And so I don't know if it's what it is, but all right, guys, market's green slightly on my trade here. And again, I'm not going to sell. I could add to this pullback, which is an option for sure, or I could just wait it out, which I think I'm just going to wait. And if it works, great. If not, that's all good. You know, we'll be okay regardless. Popping up a little bit here. There we go. All right, locked a little bit in there. We'll go and take one more off and then keep it with 25 on the rest. Again, do me a favor, hit that like button if you're here, team. We're going to send out our newsletter. There we go. Nice little pop on this trade, though. I could take maybe another 10 shares off here. There we go. Again, we're sending out our newsletter. Got a little pop on the SPY, which is good. Sending out our GameStop newsletter now. Any Nike forecast for today? I saw an ape costume buying AMC popcorn at Wally World. What time did the FOMC results come in tomorrow? 2 p.m. is when the actual rate hike is going to be announced, and then the actual press conference associated with it will come out at like 2:30. That's when Jerome Powell is going to speak and all that stuff. So, yeah, that'll be at 2:30. Yeah, not a bad little SPY trade here. Just kind of scalping this move when we can. I'll go ahead and cut it there. Made about $30. A little baby trade. Not really super worried about it, but you know, when I see an edge pattern there, I'm gonna try to hop on that. What's up, Russell? All right, so we sent out our newsletter. It looks like, and again, if you want to join the newsletter here, you can join. It's completely free. It doesn't cost anything. You can go to beginnertrading.net/members. You can find that link right here. Check it out. It's completely free, doesn't cost anything. All right, guys, we still got about 35 minutes before the actual earnings come out, so we still got some time. Usually they unload their shorts as soon as market closes. Sometimes, but it depends on when. It depends on what happens for their earnings call. How big is Rosie now? Rosie is pretty much the same size, Joshua. Bruce is huge, man. Bruce is such a big dog, bro. He's got to be like 100 pounds. For a German Shepherd, he's big, you know. Like, he's big. Here's Bruce a month or so ago. Let me see if I can find the picture of Bruce. Oh, wait, I could just go to media. But yeah. Bruce is big, man. Bruce has grown. He's bigger than he was in this picture now. And so he's gotten much bigger, man. So this was Bruce a couple months ago. This was Bruce like a month ago at 7 months old. But Bruce he's big. GameStop dipping down to 1750s right now. 1750s for GameStop. $17.55 for GameStop. Huge drop. Yeah, Bruce is big. He's heavy too. No, Bruce is bigger than this now. Bruce has grown since he took this picture to where he's just big. You know. All right, guys. So yeah, the SPY pull it back. We're at 398.20s here. Again, we cut it right before this pullback, which is a good move, it looks like. The call starts at 5 p.m., so the call starts in roughly an hour and a half. And GameStop historically does not have like a big call. It's not super long like a lot of them. Like if you watch Netflix or you watch GameStop, or not GameStop, if you watch like Apple or Amazon or Disney earnings call, they're gonna be time. Like they're long. GameStop doesn't have a Q&A usually, and so they're in and out quick, and they're just in there and done. So it's not going to be a long earnings call. It'll start at 5 p.m. market time, and it'll probably be over by, my guess is like 5:20, or so. So it doesn't last long. And again, we're going to stream the entire thing live. So you'll be able to watch the entire thing as it happens, and watch the market reactions. We're going to cover it here. We're also going to cover Nike earnings as well. And so, yeah, it'll be fun. All right, so GameStop just dumped pretty fast here. I'm trying to see why. I don't see any reason for it. Let me check Twitter. So physical video game sales are down. Yeah, a lot of people were asking what happened. Why GameStop is falling. It has fell like it did. All right, SPY still at 398. GameStop all the way down to 70.75. Let's look at that. That was a previous support level from earlier. Yeah, Bruce is big. You know, he's a big dog, man. He's a good dog, though. He's a sweetheart, bro. Bruce is he's just sweet, man. He's just a nice dog. Yeah, a lot of people talking about GameStop, man. My question is that has the hype died down in GameStop? You know, like has the hype gone down some, man? It's been 2.5 years since the meme stuff going on. Has the hype died down some? Let me know what you guys think. What's the future of GameStop look like? That's my question. Is what's the future look like? SPY all the way back up to 398. So we can look at some other bank stocks, Nike as well today. But here's First Republic. First Republic gapped up pretty nice today after yesterday, just super weakness. WAL, Western Alliance, starting to pull back under the VWAP. It's down to 33s right now. So it's down to 33s. Y'all can hear the music, right? Let me know. Yeah, so we got First Republic, we got WAL, big banks like JP Morgan, pretty flat on the day. You know, I think a lot of people still don't know what to do with these, you know, with all the craziness going on today. I think a lot of people are just, you know, they're apprehensive. They don't know what to do, but the markets are doing well. Markets cup and handle forming, and you can see they're ripping up right now as we speak here. So the markets are doing solid. Can y'all hear the music? And again, we did our poll here. We got about 13 votes. The other question is, how many basis points does the Fed do tomorrow? We're ready to cover it, man. Tomorrow's a big day. I'm excited. You know, rate hike day tomorrow, one of the biggest days in the market. It'll be fun. You know, it'll be fun. We should get big movement here. A lot of people are speculating for 25 basis points. Some think what's weird is the polarity of today. You know, what's very strange is how polarized everybody is. Like, I got a lot of people, they're either going really hard. Like, most people either think, I think a lot of people think 0 and a lot of people think 50, you know, and I think both of y'all are wrong. I think the more likely one is 0, but I think there's probably the highest chance that we just do basic 25 rate hike. You know, I think it's either, I think it's close between 0 and 25. You know, I think it's close, but I think 25 is still probably going to get done. I think if the banks were hella weak today and like FRC tanked and WAL tanked and JP Morgan tanked and like it looked like it might trickle into the rest of the world, then I think they might just pause and go to 0 for, 6 weeks. And then after that, go back to 25 and then slowly try to figure out what inflation looks like then. I think that's what is I think that's what would have happened if the banks were really weak. But I think because the banks didn't do that, I think it's more likely now that we're just going to go ahead and do 25. Just keep it simple. But again, I have no idea. But I think it's going to be 25. Okay, good. You hear the music? Nice. All right, cool. All right, guys, markets ripping up. Q just broke highs. GameStop all the way back up to 1760. All right, I'm getting Q up to 310s. Dude, if people care about inflation going higher, ICE, but it's again, you got to pick your poison here today in that regard. Like, a lot of people are worried about the economy as well. They don't know what to do. So it's kind of like, it's one of those things where people don't know what to do. They don't know whether to fear inflation or fear recession. And those two things are battling. Look at the SPY rip up the Q, flying up at 310.60s right now. Look at the SPY at 399s. Is the SPY going to hit 400 today? Is the SPY going to hit 400? I don't know, but it's interesting to watch. The NPH breaking highs. I kind of want to buy this dip on the SPY. I mean, I already made some money here. I might. We'll take 15 shares to start it out. Keep it very small, and then maybe add some more to it too. See if we can hit 399s, hit 400 tomorrow. Apple breaking highs. So Apple all the way up to 159s right now. So some momentum coming through. Add a little bit more down here, but it's starting to look a little extended here. And I think if we don't rebound immediately, we could correct a little bit. .89% to go for NASDAQ to hit year high. When? Tomorrow? Is the SPY going to 388 tomorrow? Maybe. If the rate hike comes in bearish, and I think if we do 50, it probably will. It'll at least hit that. I think if we do 50. GameStop all the way back up to 1775. Look at GameStop with the climb back here, all the way back up to 1770. Starting to rip up. Apple broken highs again at 159.23. Look at GameStop, man, all the way back up to 1774s. All right, guys, got another little pop up here, man. So this is what I'm saying. I might be a little wimpy with the size, but my accuracy on these scalps is, All right, we're going to go ahead and cut it there. Not bad for baby size, just now. I wonder how this is going to affect AMC too. Yeah, crypto watching GameStop. I think Doge, AMC. Nike is at 415. What time is Nike? 415. So again, Nike, GameStop is expecting it varies depending on the source, but they're expecting anywhere between 13 and 16 cent loss per share on about 2.2 billion in sales revenue. They're expecting minus 3.3% growth. Nike is expecting 52-cent profit EPS on 11.45 billion in sales, expecting 5.3% growth. SPY is looking very, very, very strong. I mean, listen. I'm not going to say I told you so to all the bears telling me that a crash was imminent a month ago. I'm not going to say I told you so. But I definitely did. SPY up to 399.50. Well, I guess the saying would have worked either way, Ali. 0.25, 25 basis points in dovish talk. They need to dispel the fears of a bank run. Yeah, I think so too. I think they're worried. I think if there's one thing that the government protects its banks, right? And so I think in that regard, I think this is all too close to home for the banks right now. And I think that it'll probably be positive tomorrow, is my guess. I think it'll probably be positive. I think the Fed is very bank friendly, of course. They don't want this to trickle out of control. Inflation is a problem, sure, but I think that he'll probably be dovish, and I think they're going to do 25 basis points as well. And I think when he talks at 2:30, when they do the press conference, again, we're going to stream the whole thing live here. So we'll stream everything here. You won't have to go anywhere. We'll cover all that stuff, the rate hike decision as soon as it's announced, the market reaction to it, and then we'll stream the entire press conference completely live right here. So subscribe if you haven't already, or I'll hate you forever. Do it now. And then Gamestop up to 1775s. We'll see what happens here for this one too. Yeah, I think he's going to keep it simple at 25. Maybe not. I mean, again, you can generally look at polling numbers. You can go to like CME Watch Group, stuff like that, CMEgroup.com, and then watch basically the expectational numbers here. A large majority of people right now think 25 basis points, which is going from 475, or no, which is going to 475. A lot of people are thinking 25 basis points. It's going from 450 to 475. Or no, I'm sorry. A lot of people are thinking 475 to 500. So a lot of people are expecting 25 basis points. So the other people are, we got about 13.5% of people right now that think we're going to pivot, that we're going to pause and go to zero rate hikes, about 14% roughly. We got about 86% of people that think we're going to do 25 basis points. And again, generally this is accurate. Very rarely does the Fed do something that surprising. But I mean, it could happen. It could happen. No, I never traded it. What time is earnings? So earnings are at, the actual earnings report is going to be released at 4:05. So it's going to be released in around 20 minutes, a little bit under 20 minutes. The actual earnings call, which again, we're going to stream the whole thing as well. We're going to stream it all live as well. That's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in about an hour and a half, hour and 10 minutes. All right, guys. So again, 399, kind of a relevant level here. We got about 10 minutes. Look at the SPY dump pretty quickly here under 399. So we'll see if it actually holds. GameStop at 17.7. So I don't know. I don't think we're going to do 50. I think 50 is very unlikely. Not impossible, but I think it's very unlikely. So again, I think very low likelihood that we do 50. Again, GameStop right now at 1770s. Apple breaking highs today at 159.30s recently. All right, guys. GameStop at 1760s. Let's see if we break it here. We did a poll on Twitter. We asked people, do you think GameStop closes over $18 a share? 64% of people said yes. We got 36% of people saying no. Let's see if it happens. A lot of people are calling for an AMC squeeze as well. Again, I don't know if that's what we're going to get, but it could happen. Yeah, I mean, I understand the point of raising rates aggressively. I think that while a lot of people are going to just be like, oh, well, it's the banks. Who cares about the banks? The banks are propping up our economy. And I think that the Fed is going to be very hesitant to do something that's going to make more banks fail. I think the Fed is going to be very hesitant to do something like that. I don't think the Fed is going to say, hey, banks, like, we know a lot of y'all are going out of business. There's risks of like big problems from that. And y'all are saying that the reason it's happening is because of aggressive rate hikes. But we're going to go ahead and raise it up 50 or 75 or 100, anyway, and just basically initiate a recession is what that would do. And again, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it could. I think it's a low probability. And I'm not saying I agree or disagree with any of it. Like I said, I'm not saying any of that stuff. All I'm saying is that that's a low probability thing, And so I think they're going to do with the most middle ground response here, where they're middle grounding inflation and recession fears, and they're going to go with 25 basis points. If they do 0, they're siding too much with recession fears. If they go 50 or 75, or obviously 100, they're siding too much with inflation fears. And I think they're going to try to be as middle ground as possible in that regard, and they're going to do 25 basis points. Again, that's my guess. Not 100% sure. A large majority of people think we're going to do more than that, but all right, guys. Still got about 10-15 minutes before the actual earnings are released, about 9 minutes actually. And then the actual earnings call is going to be later on. And again, we'll stream the whole thing. 25, a good guess. Yeah, I mean, I think 25 is pretty likely. Yeah, but the problem, though, it's bad, is not them preferring big banks to small banks. The problem in that regard is the effect that small bank failures are going to have on large banks. Okay, so like even the big banks understand this as well, which is that if small banks fail, it can start a trickle domino effect that will drag down not only the rest of banking as a whole, but also the rest of the market. And that is the fear of the Fed right now. And so it's not about them saying, oh, we don't care about the small banks, it's the big banks. It's more so that it's going to trickle into everything. If the little banks fail, they're not that little. That's going to affect a lot of different people, a lot of different things. It's certainly going to affect sympathy for banking. And because of that, I don't think that's going to happen. All right, guys. So GameStop back up to 1770s. Again, they're expecting a 16-cent loss per share and about $2.2 billion in sales. All right, guys, we got about 4 minutes until the closing bell. We got about 9 minutes until the actual earnings drop. So the earnings drop at 4:05, Benjamin. So they drop at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The actual earnings call is going to be at 5 p.m. Hey, thank you, brother. Thank you, Randy. My guy. Thank you, brother. Hey, dude, sub, man. Hey, it might feel good, bro. Hit that subscribe button, dude. Nah, man. We cover all the big news in markets, for sure. We cover all the big news. So we cover all the stock market. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to stream the rate hike and the press conference fully live, the whole thing. Allow people to watch it. Again, thousands of people tune into the big stuff because we cover it fast and we cover all of it. So, hey, y'all hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We appreciate it for sure. Unusual whale posting breaking news here saying loans to Silicon Valley Bank's officers, directors, and principal shareholders, as well as other insiders, more than tripled to $219 million in the final months of SVB, so Silicon Valley Bank. In the final months, again, to put that into perspective, what they're saying here is that loans to the executives in Silicon Valley Bank increased 300% to $219 million in the final few months before SVB's collapse. That's a record amount of loans issued to insiders going back at least 2 decades. Again, that's sketchy. That means that months in advance, they probably knew this was going to happen. That's what that means. They probably knew this was going to happen. So, very interesting. This is the best stream on YouTube, my guy, man. Thank you. We try, man. We try. We appreciate it. Hey, what's up, William? All right, guys. So, again, market closes in about 2 minutes. What I've noticed is like GameStop streams are just not as hype as they used to be, bro. It's not even me. It's everybody. It's universally. I think, again, GameStop traders, have y'all noticed that movement start to dry up? It's been 2.5 years since the craziness. I said Lloyd Banks plans to purchase 50,000 homes in England by 2030. All right, guys, market pulling back here. We scalped a few times at the open or at the close, but I don't know if I'm brave enough to enter anything yet right now. Absolutely not. Everyone is just zen. No need to check 24/7 anymore. DD is coming true. Hey, good luck. Again, I'm with you guys. I hope it goes up. $3.99 on the SPY, guys. $3.99 on the SPY. The earnings actually are released in about 5 minutes, so be ready. We got 5 minutes till the actual earnings are coming out. Hey, nice, Mark. Congrats, bro. Hey, if you got out green or alive, congrats, dude. Hey, congrats, Mark. Yeah, it depends on what you think is going to happen tomorrow. Yeah, I feel you. Y'all be zen. I'm not mad, I'll be zen with you guys. How many halts happening in the market today? I don't know. I don't really follow penny stocks like that, to be honest. All right, guys. So again, you can see GameStop at 1760s. We also have Nike earnings today. The SPY at about $3.99, right at that level here. Here's Nike. Nike at 125.61s. All right, so the Kobesi letters posted yesterday. All right, GameStop all the way up to 1790 here. So they're supposed to relieve at 4:05 here. I'm making sure they're not putting out stuff early, which I don't see anything yet. Got a few things posting here. Bankers at JP Morgan are working on the FRC deal, are facing difficulties finding a buyer without significant government backstop. All right, guys. GameStop popped up to 1790s, back down to 1765. The earnings aren't scheduled to be released until another 3 minutes or so. So the actual earnings calls in 1 hour, the Wizard of Oz. The actual earnings are going to be released in about 3 minutes. And with that said, we're going to throw it in sub-only mode. So if you haven't already, hit the sub button. We cover all the major stuff, AMC, GameStop earnings, every time they do it. So GameStop up to almost 18 here. We did a poll on Twitter. We asked people whether they thought GameStop would close over 18 today. And 67% of people said yes. 33% of people said no. Again, give me a follow on Twitter if you can. Nike at 126 is here. Nike's actually scheduled to release their earnings at 4:15. Again, GameStop expecting 16-cent loss per share on 2.2 billion in sales. Here's GameStop's graph. If you look at the macro trends graph for GameStop here, you can kind of see this is the graph this over the last year. Here's the last year of GameStop numbers in terms of rev. You know, you can kind of see they went up and then they're trending down. If we look at their EPS graph, I think their EPS graphs or their profitability graph looks a little bit better here. If we look at this, same thing, but this is EPS, so this is profitability. And it's getting a little bit better. It was big, and then it kind of starting to shrink. So the last three reports, the last 3 quarters here have looked a little bit better, looked a little bit more optimistic. Their EPS is getting smaller and smaller with regards to losses, and so that's not bad. We'll see what happens there. And so hopefully that's a good thing. But again, of course, I have no idea what's going to happen here. We'll cover the Nike earnings for sure. And the Nike earnings are at 9:15. All right, guys, the earnings are supposed to drop at 3:05 p.m. 3:05 p.m. Hey, what's up, Guts? All right, guys, waiting for the GameStop earnings to come out. They should be released in about 20 seconds. If they're released on time, that is, in about 20 seconds is when they should come out. And then we're going to stream the whole earnings call, too. All right, guys, there is the earnings. Look at the pop up here. Wow, 1920s. GameStop posted adjusted EPS of 16-cent profit. Sales of 2.23 billion. Beat on everything, and they are flying up here. Wow. $20 today, guys. $20 today. 16-cent profit EPS on 2.23 billion. Better than expected EPS. Better than expected sales for GameStop. Their EPS, again, came in at 16-cent profit, and they were expecting a 16-cent loss per share. Sales came in at 2.23 billion. They were expecting 2.2 billion, and GameStop is flying up over $20 a share now. Huge movement for GameStop here. That's crazy. So GameStop, optimistic sign for them. Optimistic sign. Again, sales of 2.23 billion versus 2.2 billion estimates. The fourth quarter numbers came out very positive here for GameStop. GameStop tapped 20 just now. Yeah, so we'll put this up on the screen, but great numbers for GameStop. Surprising here, man. Wow. Like, there's GameStop numbers right there. Hopefully this will be good for AMC. It'll be good for Bed Bath & Beyond. It'll be good for all the other stocks. Bed Bath & Beyond up to 84 cents. AMC Moving up with it at 450 right now. GameStop almost to 21 here, guys. Let's see if it rebounds. But GameStop, again, way better than expected EPS. Slightly better than expected sales. Very positive for them. Wow. Yeah, there's BBBY up to 84 cents. But GameStop over $20 a share here. Let's watch that $20 level. But wow. At 2030s, 2040s. Starting to rip up 2060s right now for GameStop. Again, way better than expected EPS. They were expecting a losing EPS. So, and again, to put it into perspective, EPS is profitability. It's a gauge on profitability. If you have, this is basically how much they're earning per share that's out there, which is EPS. It's earnings per share, right? So, again, for them to swing to a profit, that means they were much more profitable than anybody expected in the last quarter, in the fourth quarter, and their sales. So their profit potential, which is sales or revenue, is essentially your profit potential. The higher the number, the more potential you have to monetize, if that makes sense. The better wiggle room you'll have with regards to margins, the more sales you got coming in. And so, good all the way around. Better than expected sales, way better than expected profitability, and they are ripping up. So congrats to GameStop and the ape traders today, because a needed win for them. 2160s right now, 2170s, almost 22 for GameStop, flying up now. Oh wait, yeah, way better than expected. AMC flying, guys, just broke 2250s right now for AMC. For GameStop. AMC up to 23s, or GameStop up to 23s. AMC up to 460s right now. Tap 460s today, up to 458s. So huge action here. Hey, all good, Carlitos. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. We try, bro. We try. But yeah, GameStop flying up. Tap 23 at the highs right now. Look at GameStop here. Huge green action so far for GameStop. Flying up right now. And again, the earnings call is going to be in about 50 minutes, and we'll stream the whole thing. AMC testing highs, too. We're going to put this up. Look at AMC moving right now. Up to 456. GameStop up to 23s, 2330s. Breaking highs again for GameStop. Wow. Very strong earnings report. What happened to the Bears? You had a lot of people that are kind of silent right now, saying GameStop was going to lose. 2360s. We had some bears here earlier. If you're not making fun of bears, I mean, what are you doing in life? 2320s right now, guys. Let's see if we pull back. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles since the open, or since the report of earnings. 5 green candles now. Let's see if we keep moving. You love to see it. Nike earnings coming out at 4:15. So in 5 minutes, they dropped the actual numbers, just like GameStop dropped their numbers about 5 minutes ago. Nike drops theirs in about 5 minutes at 4:15 market time. So that is when Nike earnings are going to drop. And then the Nike earnings call, I'm not sure when that is. But we're going to be streaming GameStop one. But we'll cover the Nike earnings when they come out, which is in about 5 minutes. Nike earnings are at 5 p.m., same time as GameStop. But yeah, so GameStop at 22s right now. So still very strong in the day, very strong. All right, guys. So GameStop holding at $22. AMC up to 454s right now. We still got about 45 minutes. Bed Bath & Beyond ripping. Yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond's pumping up as well. It's at 87 cents for BBBY. And this was after yesterday Bed Bath & Beyond announced plans to seek approval for a reverse stock split. So essentially they want to reduce the amount of shares they have, which is good for momentum. You know, the think about it like this, right? GameStop pushing up towards highs again at 23.50 right now. Highs is 23.60. Looks very close to that level. Looks like it's going to break, but you never know. But push it up there. There's 23.60s just broke at 23.98 right now. Basically $24 is the high of the day for GameStop. It is flying up right now, and I feel like an auctioneer or a horse race announcer or something. But yeah, GameStop up to 24s right now. 24s. AMC at 455s. Bed Bath & Beyond at 87 cents. All right, so almost basically up to 24. Bed Bath & Beyond ripping up. And again, they want to do a reverse split. Understandable. You know, again, the way to look at it is like, okay, you buy 1,000 shares, or that's a bad example. You buy 50,000 shares of a stock that has $1 billion in the float. It's not going to move much because, 10,000 shares is a very small percentage of $1 billion or more, right? And so by that logic, if you buy 10,000 or if you buy 50,000 shares of a stock that's got $1 million in the float, that's a pretty big percentage. It's a pretty big percentage of the overall float available. And so when you buy those shares of a small float, it's going to make the stock move a little bit more relative to the billion float stock. Same thing with Bed Bath & Beyond. They want momentum right now. And so what they're trying to do is reduce the amount of shares in the float to help further enable that momentum is essentially what they're doing. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I know Ryan Cohen and all that stuff happened, but we'll see. Hopefully they do well. We'll see. The call's not out. Yeah, the call doesn't start until 45 minutes. We'll stream it all live. All right, Bed Bath & Beyond pulling back to 85 cents. AMC at 450s. All right, guys, Bed Bath & Beyond at basically 87 cents. So, yeah, Nike earnings are right here, man. We're going to cover them as soon as they come out, which is right about now in about 1 second. So here's Nike earnings. Let's watch Nike. Nike earnings, looking for those numbers to drop as well. We're going to put this up on screen so we can watch it. Nike flying up to 130s here. This is good. Nike posted 79-cent EPS profit. 79-cent EPS profit on about $12.4 billion in sales. $12.4 billion in sales revenue, about 79-cent profit for Nike, and they expected 52 cents. So Nike beat earnings very well. And are flying up from it. Yeah, Nike beat EPS. It looks like they beat sales as well. Let me see. They expected 11.45 and they posted 12.4. So yeah, they beat EPS. They beat sales. And so Nike did well as well. We'll put the Nike numbers in the comment section here. But yeah, Nike beat as well. You can see that number in the comment section. And Nike's all the way up to 131s here. This is going to be good for the market in general, I think. It's going to drag the market up some. Hopefully. Nike's not a huge brand. I mean, it's a huge brand, don't get me wrong, but in terms of stock market influence, it's not the biggest. But yeah, GameStop up to 23.50s right now, 23.50s for GameStop. And again, the earnings call starts at about 45 minutes or so, a little bit, maybe a little bit less. But look at Nike rip up to 130s here. We're watching BBBY also at 86 cents, 86 cents for BBBY. Look at Nike getting ready to maybe test highs again. Look at this. Up to 132s basically right now. GameStop still pushing up. $24 is right there, and I think that's an obvious level right now. We didn't quite hit it before, and we're up to 23.50s right now for GameStop here. So 24, I think, is the next step. If it can break that, it might reject or it could continue back up, but it's pushing towards that level now on GameStop at, again, around $24. A lot of volume here. Hey. Hey, congrats, Diamond. Yeah, Nike beat on EPS, beat on Rev. Better than expected. Bed Bath & Beyond at 86 cents. AMC. All the way up to 450s. Well, the actual earnings call for GameStop is in about 40 minutes or so. And so we're going to stream the full earnings call. GameStop up to 24s right now, right underneath it. 23.90, 23.80 right now. So, yeah, we'll see if we can break this. All right, went right up to that level and then rejected again here. So it tried again. Didn't quite get it yet, but it's consolidating, which is good. Consolidation is good. Oh, no, it's the song. The song is ridiculous. There we go. That's better. Well, I mean, if y'all want to be super critical of short-term price descriptions, sure. I think GameStop is slowing down a little bit. I mean, it's not going to continue going on forever, but in my opinion, I'm rooting for it to break highs and continue going up. And I think it looks incredibly strong for earnings. Obviously, a big, and I think they did great. I think this is a great sign. I think they beat EPS, they beat sales, and the EPS was, again, a lot of people were worried that they were going to lose more than expected. They ended up actually turning a profit in terms of EPS, which is a great sign, 100% great sign. Again, 16-cent profit per share is amazing for GameStop right now, and that should be optimistic. I think they'll probably close higher than this, but who knows? But yeah, great sign for them. They're pushing back up to almost 24s again. They've just been sideways over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Mostly sideways action over the last 7 minutes, but we'll see if they break highs. When will what open again? If the Fed raises rates again, it'll also raise the bond interest. I think we're going to do 25. That's my guess for the rate hike decision tomorrow is 25. I think if they do 50 or over that, people are going to get mad and have recession fears with banking. If they do 0, people are going to get mad for inflation fears. And so I think they're going to go in the middle and just do 0. And just do 25, I mean. Yeah, I'm not going to predict every earnings call. I didn't predict this one. I said I thought GameStop would do well, I think, for their earnings. Somebody asked me what I thought ahead of it. I thought they would do well, and I was right. I think I said they would do well. I don't really know, but I'm pretty sure I said they would do well, but I might be wrong. But yeah, I'm not I can't see the future here. All right, guys. All right, GameStop still sideways over the last 5 or 6 minutes here. It's got some time. It could do something. All right, guys, making that move to test 24s to get up to 23.87s. All right, guys, just tapped over 24s, got up to 24.10s here. Let's see if we hold that $24 as support now. We did just break 24, still rip it up. AMC back up to 453. All right, guys, so sitting right around 24s. We still got about 40 minutes. Up to 24.20s right now, even stronger here, team. 24.30s. Still making that move up, guys. Still trying here. All right, 24.40s here. Let's see if we can hit 25. Guys, that would be amazing if we can hit 25. Almost there, 24.50s so far, guys. 24.50s. Getting close, though. $24.50. Pulling back. Let's see if we bounce at 24s now. I mean, 24 bounce is possible. It should be a support level, but you never really know. $24.20s. Trying to hold it, looks like. Pulling back to 24s, guys. Let's see if it actually holds. Back down to 24s now. Still got a little bit of time. Again, it wants to hold. Back at 24.13s. Let's see if it holds that level. All right, back down under 24s, team. Let's see if we hold that support. All the way back down. I mean, these companies drastically cut their guidance to warnings beats are not really surprising. I mean, but their revenue beat as well, though. And I mean, regardless of it, they still did pretty solid. Nike come out. Yeah, Nike came out, BDPS beat sales. You can see the Nike somewhere in the chat. Fed funds tool has an 86% chance of 25 basis points. Yeah, for sure. That's what I think. I think this is what I think is going to happen. AMC popping up to 455s right now. GameStop still very, very strong despite the small pullback over the last couple minutes. This is what I think is going to happen. I think this is pretty likely. Again, I might be wildly wrong. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Don't sue me. Don't copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay. But what I think is going to happen is that I think the Fed is going to do 25 basis point rate hike at 2 p.m. tomorrow. I think they're going to announce 25 basis points. Again, I think the logic is, number one, it's widely assumed that they're going to do 25 basis points by all the big banks. And so the banks are usually right. They have a lot better research tools than we do. And so I think 25 is pretty likely. And so I think we're going to do 25. I think 50 is too much. And I think people are going to fear a recession. It's going to be too hard on banking if they do 50. I think if they do 0, people are going to have too many inflation fears. If we pivot all the way to 0, or at least pause to 0, I think there's going to be too many people worried about inflation. And so it's too polarized. 0 and 50 is too polarized. I think we're probably going to do 25. And then I think Jerome Powell is going to say optimistic things dovish things they say during the Associated press conference at 2:30. I think that's pretty likely. In all honesty, I think I think that makes sense. I think it's pretty likely. Again, is it for sure? No. Could it be different? Yes. But I think that's pretty likely. Let me know what you guys think. But I would expect the market to initially react negatively at 2 p.m. because I think some people are just unreasonably expecting a pivot to zero. And I think when they don't do a pivot and we do 25, I think initially the market will react negatively and then potentially rebound as Jerome Powell says optimistic things during the actual press conference is my guess here. And again, purely a guess, not 100% sure, but that's how I could see things playing out tomorrow. Again, we'll see if it happens. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, GameStop, guys, all the way up to 23.50, bouncing off of that support level down there. Let's see if we can get up back up to 24 and hold. GameStop did good EPS, good sales. They expected 16-cent loss per share. They end up doing a 16-cent profit per share EPS number, which is profitability. So they came in much more profitable than expected. And they also posted higher sales numbers than they expected as well, which obviously is good. And again, we talked about it earlier. EPS is profitability. So better than expected EPS means the company was more profitable than they initially expected. Better than expected sales, which they came in at 2.23 billion versus 2.2 billion expected. Better than expected sales numbers means that the company has more profit potential moving forward. And so, yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. It'll for sure be interesting. We're going to get ready to stream the actual earnings call in about 30 minutes. And yeah, AMC's still reacting fairly positively to this. What? Everything I own got to be paid off. I bought a mansion in Spain next to Bill Gates. I love money in large amounts. Don't we all? I mean, I love money too. You know, I wrote a check. The bank bounced. I guess that's good. You know, was it in Silicon Valley Bank? Again, GameStop at 23.50s. Nike, good EPS, good sales. Better than expected at 130 basically right now for Nike. So Nike killed it too. They did really well. Again, are you guys ready for the actual earnings call in 30 minutes? The earnings call starts in 30 minutes. All right, guys. So again, Nike at 129.40s. All right, guys, 129 right now, 129 for Nike. GameStop still holding at 23.50s here. AMC still looking pretty strong at 451. Again, Bed Bath & Beyond here has been moving up today too. Not up a ton right now at about 85 cents. Looks like it's gapping up about 2 cents. So Bed Bath & Beyond ain't doing that great, but again, GameStop's doing solid. Good EPS, good sales. Surprise to most people here, I would say.
So she could go.
Yeah. All right, guys.
What?
GameStop all the way up to 2370s right now. 2370s. AMC at 450s. 450s. Still moving up. We got the actual earnings call today at 5 o'clock in about 25 minutes or so. We will stream the entire thing live like we always do. All right, team. Still got about, look at GameStop pushing back up to 24s. The high of the day is at 2450s, though. All right, guys, a couple minutes left. Nike did better than expected here. Nike did good EPS, good sales. Oh, man, look at Nike coming back down. Maybe guidance is affecting Nike. Nike posted third quarter inventories are 8.9 billion, cashing equivalents, short-term investments, 10.8 billion. Gross margins about 43.3%. They returned about 2 billion to holders in the third quarter. Inventories as of February 28th came in at 8.9 billion, which is up 16% year over year. Brand revenue came in at 11.8 billion versus 10.94 billion. Is the market itself coming back down? What's going on with Nike? Yeah, I don't know, man. Very strange. SPY still looks fine. Yeah, so it looks like third quarter earnings decline while revenue increases. Didn't they have better than expected EPS? Yeah, they did much better than expected. Why are they down? Yeah, I don't know why they're down, to be honest. I have no idea why Nike dipped. Man, they are falling down. So let me look somewhere else because this is strange for Nike. Put this into perspective here. Look at Nike right now, guys. Nike, good EPS, good sales, and they just dumped on everybody. Revenue beat expectations, sales beat expectations. Why are they falling? Okay. I think some people are saying that the revenue overseas in China came in much lower than expected. They expected 2.2 billion and they only showed 1.9 billion, I think, is what speculation is on Nike's big reversal here. Expenses are also up about 15% year over year when people are starting to dissect the actual earnings call. I think that's why they're down. People are watching to see if Nike's gross margin improves from direct-to-consumer channels. Sorry for the music. This is just random music. Yeah, it could be Sell the News. What's up, Free My Grandma? What's up, man? The number... Can we start trading Party City again? Yeah, we're going to stream the full earnings call live in about 20-25 minutes. Nike started to bounce back here. I was thinking about buying the dip, and it looks like it's a little bit too late. Depends on what Nike looks like on a year. They're green too much on the year for me to really want to buy it yet. Maybe, but... All right, guys. Nike back down on 124.80s here. Nike down on the day. I'm thinking about buying the dip on Nike, but I don't know yet. All right, guys. My Nike down to 123s. I might buy the dip. The only reason I'm hesitant to buy the dip. Oh, my bad, CT. I didn't mean to ban you, brother. My bad. I thought you were somebody else, dude. My bad, bro. Here, let me fix it. Sorry, dude. CT, if you're there, I didn't mean to ban you, bro. My bad, dude. How do I unhide him? Okay, let me see. Oh, there he is. Sorry, CT. My bad, bro. There you go. The call starts at about 20 minutes, guys. 20 minutes. Did I buy the dip? I'm thinking about it. The only reason I'm not is because I think there's risks with regards to, like, I think the risks in this way are that I think the risks here are that the FOMC meeting tomorrow influences too heavily for me. But I won't mind a short-term dip. But I think I'm going to wait. You know, I don't know what they're going to say during the actual earnings call. Yeah. Yeah, CT, my bad, bro. I didn't know you were. I like turtles. I had to ban a guy yesterday because he was just kind of sitting around waiting to argue with me. Probably a guy I banned before, and so, you know, names get mixed up here. My bad, bro. John, are you going to scoop up some gold? No, probably not. Let's see if Nike bounces here. Actual earning call starts in about 20 minutes. I'll put this up on screen. IPM. Yeah, all good, man. Yeah, I don't know about Nike. It's at 124s now. It had a good earnings report, man. I don't understand how people can interpret this as negative, but you know how it goes. So Nike beats on top and bottom, but excess inventory continues to decline. So interesting here. Yeah, Etsy, I'm just skeptical of. Nike's going to be fine long term. Nike's established as, you know, already. So Nike's going to be fine long term. Also, guys, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. Like, one of the ways you can trade some of these big momentums. Here's the E-mini. If you look at the E-mini price action today, it's the same price action that the SPY did. So the E-mini is literally the SPY. It's the S&P 500. And so if you've ever wanted to day trade without the PDT rule, day trading the futures market is where you do it. The S&P 500 futures contract called the E-mini has no PDT restrictions. You can day trade and short it, and it's really what influences the rest of the market. So you're essentially getting exposure to day trading stocks in the futures market, but there's no PDT rule, right? And Top Step is a funded account program in which they test your profitability. So they give you a demo. If you can hit the target on that demo while following their rules and pass their testing, they legitimately fund you between $50,000 to $150,000 with a 90% split. And they pay out millions of dollars every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. Once you're funded, you're regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange as well. So the most legit futures funded program in the world. They've been around for over 10 years. And the real edge in this is that you can test your skill without taking on too much risk, right? A large majority of new day traders lose money. And to be frank, it's just cheaper to lose on Top Step than it is to lose with a real account. Yet you still get the same amount of pressure. And if you're good enough, you can still get funded with a 90% split. And so it's a beautiful way to test your skill. The base package is less than $140 a month, and you get the same exposure like you would if you put up the money yourself, 10 or 15K, but you're not risking as much. If you lose, you're only down $140. You can reset for 100. Great middle ground of pressure to test your skill as a trader. If you want to check them out, you can get 20% off by using my link here. Again, they are a sponsor of mine, and so I'm certainly biased in their favor. And I try to be transparent and honest about that. But again, if you want to check them out, here is the link. They are a sponsor of my video. It's the first plug I've done, and I've been streaming for over an hour now. So, hey, check them out. Gamestop earnings call is going to start pretty soon here in about 15 minutes. A little bit less than 15 minutes. And again, we're going to stream the entire thing live right here. So subscribe if you haven't yet. We appreciate it. GameStop still sitting over 23s here. Still sitting there. Again, let's see if the earnings call, they say some good enough stuff. We got about 15 minutes before this starts. So let's see if they say some positive, optimistic things for this. All right, GameStop back up to almost 23.30 here, right around that level now. Right around that level now. So again, we'll see if it actually holds support there or not. $23.30. Let's see if it's $23.50. All right, so Nike did keep dipping. I'm glad I didn't end up buying it up. $23.20s right now. $23.20s. Hey, all good, son. You know. All right, guys. 23.30s. 15 minutes. Not my actual son, just to clarify, not my actual son. He called me dad, so I felt the need to say son, but you know. Remember, I am your father out there. I don't know if this is true or not, but they said this is a funny Bill Ackman story. And so I don't know if it's true, but I'm reading it on Twitter by a guy named Sasha, who's got some following. So maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Guy
Guy said Bill Ackman came to his HBS class in 2017 to help teach his JCPenney activist investment case. The case was about his 2013 conflict with CEO Ron Johnson, who Ackman hired but then fell out with after the company didn't perform well. Ackman and Johnson were both in the room and agreed that they'd since resolved their differences, made up, and were on good terms. Then, as soon as Ron Johnson was no longer there, Ackman shat all over him relentlessly to 93 students, saying he was the worst CEO he'd ever worked with, and the company's issues were entirely his fault. End quote. Again, I'm not saying this is true. I don't know if this is true or not, but it's kind of funny. Anybody ever seen the documentary Betting on Zero? The Bill Ackman documentary, Betting on Zero, where he got it really, honestly, and my guy should have been shorting Herbalife. Herbalife is one of the sketchiest companies that's still out there. Freaking Herbalife, bro. It's the biggest pyramid scheme company in the world, bro. And it's not technically a pyramid scheme. Don't sue me, Herbalife, okay? I know y'all like to do that. Herbalife, a multi-level marketing scheme. Listen, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you're dumb enough to fall for a multi-level marketing scheme, I'm not saying you deserve it, but like, come on now. How many people got to tell you it's a scam before you realize it's a scam? You think your friends and family don't have your best interest at heart? You think this random person that you met a few minutes ago that just because they drive, a 2008 Lexus is some rich mogul pushing, it works? Think about it. Freaking pyramid schemes, man. I don't know how many of my friends that I've had to be like, hey, this is dumb. Don't do this. Like, you're going to waste your time, but yet, they just keep on falling for it. I don't understand. How do I teach them that they're dumb? Because that's what I see them as, If you fall for a pyramid scheme, I'm not judging, but like, listen. All right, guys, we got 12 minutes here, 12 minutes. Yeah, hey, big beat here for GameStop. Way better than expected. They expected a 16-cent loss per share. They ended up showing 16-cent profit per share on $2.23 billion in sales. Way better than expected sales. Way better than expected EPS and profitability. Johnson made the Apple Store, so Ackman hired him to turn JCPenney around. Did not work out. Ackman lost big time. But it's freaking JCPenney, though. It's JCPenney. You know what I mean? Like, that's like getting hired in 2003 to save Blockbuster. All right? I'm not saying people don't use JCPenney. Okay, I'm not saying that JCPenney's a bad company, but technology has evolved. That's a very self-evident thing here. Technology has evolved. Brick and mortar stores are on the way out. Now the brick and mortar stores that are going to be okay are stores where the convenience of picking it up in person is high. So like fashion, and I get it. Some people are going to argue that's JCPenney. It's not really, though. JCPenney's an outlet store. But like niche fashion brands maybe do okay in retail, but I think that's even evolving towards more of a, mail order type of business, as well as like technology. Like, I don't want anybody shipping a computer of mine. I want to go try out the computer, look at it, see it, hold it, feel it at the computer store, at Best Buy, basically. But even then, a lot of people are ordering it online. And so I can't really knock the guy if it didn't work out for JCPenney, because, let's face it, JCPenney, they're not going to last very long anyway. Bro, Cutco is... I can't tell if you're trolling me, James. I think you probably are. Just all I'll say is if you got somebody out there telling you they're going to get rich from a pyramid scheme, multi-level marketing scheme, like, listen, man, you're burning your bridges with your family. Like, that's the thing to understand. Like, you are literally making your friends and family scared to answer the phone. Just don't do it. I've never fell for one in my life. I got really close to falling for a pyramid scheme. Really, really close one time. Carol had a friend that she knew from school way back in the day. And I was like 20. And I needed a job. And I was trying to get a job. And so she's like, oh, yeah, you could work at my company. We pay $500 a week, which back then was a lot. $500 a week. I was like, okay, great. I'll take that. And so we get there, and it's literally door-to-door alarm sales. knocking door to door to door. And so they did the onboarding and everything. And then I was just kind of like, screw this. I'm not doing this. And I just left. You know, she was all mad I didn't do it. It's like, bro, listen, you lied. Okay. Don't tell me they pay $500 a week and then tell me it's commission once I get there. All right. Sleazy practices here. Sleazy marketing practices. Be honest. If they're not honest, you know, they deserve it. Anyways, GameStop, 2340s. You think the marketplace was responsible for the profit swing? Potentially. Oh, it's definitely a win for GameStop. Yeah, the DRS numbers will be interesting for sure. Profitable. For the first time in a while, too. Like, look, if you look at this graph here. Let me see. Here's the EPS graph from Macro Trends for GameStop here. All right, so here's the EPS trends. All right. This is the first profitable quarter since 2021. The first profitable quarter since 2021. It's the second profitable quarter in 3 years for GameStop. Great sign. Great sign. It's the first profitable quarter in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quarters. Basically 2 years for GameStop. It's the first profitable quarter in 2 years. So good for them. You know, they're reacting to it really nicely as well. Over 23s. I did a poll on Twitter asking people if they thought GameStop would close over $18 a share. Half of you guys said no. Well. I'm not saying Cutco knives aren't amazing, but the business model is horrible. All right. They might be the greatest knives of all time. But like if you're sleazily multi-level marketing promoting them, you know, it doesn't matter. Relatively insignificant how good the knives are. You know, like they could be the greatest knives ever, but if you're paying people more for signing up new knife vendors than you are from actually selling knives, you know, bad business model. Nike bounced it back a little bit. It's at 124.27s here. So here's Nike. GameStop just posted a very surprising turnaround. They had a loss of 150 million basically in the fourth quarter, 148 million in the fiscal year of 21, $200 million swing quarter to quarter, year over year. Or yeah, $200 million swing year over year. Yeah, really interesting. They swung from being down big to being up big, which is great. It's good news for them. It's got to be from the marketplace, I would assume. Especially with the resurgence in cryptocurrency, I think that makes a lot of sense. You know, crypto. Okay, so you know, there's a lot of big companies that bet big on crypto, and then we had the crypto crash last year. And so it went from like Zuckerberg putting $10 billion into the metaverse and GameStop doing their NFT marketplace to basically a crypto crash that everybody was hurting from, including Meta. Meta got under $100 a share. GameStop, you know, it had some volume for his marketplace, but it just, you know, rough thing for a lot of businesses. But now the crypto market's almost back up to 30K. Bitcoin is. So Bitcoin is almost back up to 30K. We're at 28.3 thousand right now. We've seen a resurgence back over 25,000 for Bitcoin. Other cryptocurrencies like ETH have ripped back up. ETH's up to basically $1,800 now. So yeah. Yeah, the problem though, Jimmy, and I'll be real, okay? The problem with multi-level marketers is this, right? It's like, listen, man, if you're really making money selling pyramid scheme products, like if you're really making money selling them, you could sell anything, bro. And you could sell whatever you want. You could come up with your own product and sell that instead of giving a large majority of the profit away to some sleazy company. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're really doing those numbers, if you got a network like that, freaking become a real estate agent, man. Like you'll make $500,000 a year if you can make 100K selling pyramid schemes. You know what I mean? Like that's how you should be using that network and that sales ability, not pitching multi-level marketing. You might make good money doing it. I'm not saying you don't, but like you would wait, the ceiling is going to be much higher doing something else. And that's what people don't realize. Like you could be the best salesman ever, but Don't sell for them. GameStop back over 23.50s. Nike starting to rebound as well. It's at 125.70. Earnings call starts in about 4 minutes. Really about 3. Let's get ready. All right, we got the earnings call ready. Y'all can hear the music, correct? We're waiting for the earnings call to start. We got it all lined up. And so, I don't know how much you'll make, but what I'm saying is, like, you would have a much larger ceiling doing something like that. Yeah, Tesla had a good day. A lot of stuff had a good day after, midday, the market was bad. Tesla ripped all the way back up to almost 200 at 197s right now. Apple back up to 159.20s here. Google back up to 105s, almost 106. I mean, bro, I told you guys I was buying Disney and Google at the low 90s. Should have held them. But again, we're very green on the year. Our dip buys have been pretty profitable. Again, we got about 3 minutes before the actual earnings call starts, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate you guys. And let's keep the music. Let's keep the numbers up. Can y'all hear the music? You should be able to. I want to make sure y'all can hear it. Actually, I'm going to switch. Bear with me, guys, before we do this. Hold on, I'll be right back. Earnings call starts in a minute and a half. All right. All right, we're back. Yeah, well, Robert Kiyosaki is just wrong. I don't care what he's done. He's just wrong. All right, guys. 45 seconds. Yeah, I'm not going to speak over the earnings call, man. I don't usually. I just, you'll see. We'll cover it. Yep, call starts in about 30 seconds. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button as well, so to make sure you're actually caught up on stream. Waiting for the earnings call to start. But again, make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. It looks like this, so that you are not delayed on the stream. Make sure your live button is red and not like gray. GameStop started to pump up a little bit. We're going to turn the music off, and we're going to get ready for the actual earnings call to start now. I'm also going to mute the music so we can start it as soon as it's live. It's not live yet. All right, so there's 5 o'clock on the dot. GameStop slowly creeping up to 24 on the day. Let's see if we can break 25 now. All right, waiting for it to start. Still hasn't started yet. All right, guys, waiting for this to start here. All right, here it goes. Sound check.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the GameStop fourth quarter and full year 2022 earnings conference call. Please note that certain statements made during the call constitute forward-looking statements made pursuant to the safe harbor provisions of the Private Securities Litigation Act of 1995, as amended. Such forward-looking statements are subject to both known and unknown risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ materially from such statements. These risks and uncertainties are described in the company's earnings press release and its filings with the SEC. The forward-looking statements today are made as of the date of this call, and the company does not undertake any obligation to update the forward-looking statements. I will now turn the call over to GameStop CEO, Matt Furlong.
Good afternoon to everyone joining today's call. I want to begin by thanking all of our employees for their dedication and hard work over the past year. Similarly, I want to thank our customers, partners, and stockholders for their continued loyalty and enthusiasm. This continued passion was a strong tailwind for us in 2022 as we pivoted to focus on near-term profitability while pursuing longer-term sustainable growth. Before discussing our initiatives and results in detail, I want to take a moment to shed some light on where we've been, where we are, and where we're looking to go. The past 2 years have obviously been transformative for Gamestop. It's critical to provide context as to why we're a stronger and increasingly efficient business today, one that is well-positioned in an otherwise challenged retail sector. At the start of 2021, prior to any major changes atop Gamestop, the company had burdensome debt, dwindling cash, strained relationships with vendors, and no meaningful stockholders in the boardroom. The company's future was very uncertain, and market participants predicted we were heading for bankruptcy. Throughout 2021, we refreshed our board, rebuilt our management team, recapitalized the balance sheet, and paid down debt. We also established accretive partnerships, fortified our infrastructure, and explored growth opportunities, some of which materialized and some of which did not. As we began fiscal year 2022, our operating environment dramatically changed due to the onset of inflation, rising interest rates, and material macro headwinds. In keeping with our ownership mentality, we considered the implications for Gamestop and our stockholders. Rather than stand still, we pivoted last year to cut costs, optimize inventory, and focus on enhancing the customer experience. We found efficient ways to improve shipping times, integrate online and in-store shopping experiences, and establish a culture of increased incentivization among store leaders and tenured associates. This pivot obviously included headcount reductions as we streamlined operations and cultivated a fast-paced, intense operating environment geared toward cost containment, efficiency, and profitability. Fortunately, the team we have in place today is embracing this culture and executing with effectiveness. The upshot of all this change is evidenced in our results this quarter. Gamestop produced net income of $48.2 million compared to a net loss of $147.5 million in the fourth quarter of 2021. Looking ahead, we're aggressively focused on year-over-year profitability improvement while still pursuing pragmatic long-term growth. We are taking a number of steps in fiscal year 2023 to improve our efficiency and support these overarching goals. These include continuing to cut excess costs, including in Europe, where we have already initiated exits and partial wind downs in certain countries. Leveraging our strengthened financial position to continue obtaining improved terms from suppliers and vendors. Getting full console allocations to help us meet customer demand during this extended cycle. Assessing partnerships with gaming and retail companies that can enable us to capture cost-effective top-line growth. Leveraging our unique refurbishment capabilities to drive growth in pre-owned. And building a stronger presence in higher margin categories like collectibles and toys, where we have already seen pockets of growth. Although there is a lot of hard work and necessary execution in front of us, Gamestop is a much healthier business today than it was at the start of 2021. We have considerable cash on hand, negligible debt, streamlined inventory, and a path to full-year profitability. Our plan is to use this strong positioning to continue delivering a unique customer experience and long-term stockholder value. Let me now turn to our financial results. Net sales were $2.226 billion for the quarter, compared to $2.254 billion in the fourth quarter of 2021. For the full year, net sales were $5.927 billion, compared to $6.011 billion for the fiscal year 2021. Net income was $48.2 million for the quarter, or 16 cents per diluted share, compared to a net loss of $147.5 million, or 49 cents per diluted share in the prior year's fourth quarter. the company had a net loss of $313.1 million, or $1.03 per diluted share for the full year, down from a net loss of $381.3 million, or $1.31 per diluted share for fiscal year 2021. SG&A was $453.4 million, or 20.4% of sales, compared to $538.9 million, or 23.9% of sales in last year's fourth quarter. For the full year, SG&A was $1.68 billion, compared to $1.71 billion for fiscal year 2021. Turning to the balance sheet, we finished the year with cash, cash equivalents, and marketable securities of $1.39 billion. We finished fiscal year 2021 with cash, cash equivalents, and marketable securities of $1.27 billion. We built back and invested our cash position over the course of the year and will continue to focus on maintaining a very solid balance sheet. At the end of the year, we had no borrowings under our ABL facility and no debt other than a low-interest, unsecured term loan associated with the French government's response to COVID-19. Capital expenditures for the quarter were $11.6 million, bringing full-year CapEx to $55.9 million. We expect a reduction in CapEx in 2023 and to remain at limited levels. In the fourth quarter, cash flow provided by operations was $337.2 million, compared to an outflow of $110.3 million during the same period last year. This reflects, in part, our focus on streamlining our inventory. We ended the year with $682.9 million in inventory, compared to $915 million at the close of fiscal year 2021. Entering the new year, we expect to continue to incur transformation charges in the first quarter of 2023 as we aggressively cut costs. And with respect to an outlook, we're not delivering guidance at this time. We want stockholders to judge us on our results instead of our words. In closing, there is still significant work ahead of us, and we are focused on building from this quarter's progress rather than reflecting on our gains. We're going to aggressively pursue further cost containment, efficiency, profitability, and pragmatic growth in the categories where we can consistently delight our customers. I'll wrap it up here for today. As always, we appreciate the enthusiasm and support from our customers, employees, and stockholders.
This concludes today's conference. You may disconnect your lines at this time. Thank you for your participation.
All right, guys. So what do you guys think about that? Again, let me know what you guys thought about that. I didn't hear any DRS numbers. Not sure why. I think you can kind of start to see GameStop pull back on them not releasing that. And so, yeah, GameStop's starting to pull back here. Guys, if you haven't already, check out TopStep. TopStep is one of our sponsors. It's the easiest way to day trade without taking on a ton of risk in the beginning. A large majority of day traders lose money. I lost thousands of dollars in the beginning trying to grow my account and day trading. And on TopStep, you're day trading futures. So you're essentially day trading the E-mini. If you look at the E-mini here, it's the same price action as the SPY, right? So it's the way you gain exposure to day trading stocks without needing $25,000. And again, you can day trade futures with no PDT restrictions. TopStep is the most legit futures funded program in the world. They put out millions of dollars. They pay out millions of dollars of actual withdrawals every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. And it's just a great middle ground of pressure where it's $140 for the base package. If you can hit their target while following their rules, they test your profitability, they fund you. And I think most people are not going to be able to get funded. I think a large majority of people are going to lose these challenges, just to be transparent and honest. But I think that's kind of the point, is that it's cheap. And if you lose, it's not the end of the world, where if you put up the money yourself, you'll lose thousands of dollars potentially. So check them out. Here is the link. A great way to help support the channel, get exposure. They are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor. I don't know why they don't usually issue guidance. So they don't usually do guidance. They don't usually do a Q&A. So GameStop earnings are pretty quick, pretty fast usually. But yeah, so GameStop actually getting ready to break highs right now, up to 2460s as we speak, 2460s here. So yeah, for sure. No debt, no guidance for fourth quarter. They just broke highs again at 2460s right now for GameStop. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Again, let me know what you guys think. Very, very interesting. Again, we'll see what happens. Another one of my sponsors, guys, is called Chart Prime. And the way you can use Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service that's genuinely useful. Genuinely useful. Again, to show you what this is, it's easier just to show you. So they give you custom alert signals. There's GameStop flying up right now. But here's Chart Prime. Again, trading view indicator service. They tell you reversal signals. They automatically document supported resistance. They show you candlesticks. Look at how accurate this is. Again, I can't fake what I'm about to show you, but they are a sponsor of mine, and so I'm certainly biased in their favor as well. This service is $35 a month right now. $35 a month on sale. But look, reversal down signal here, bearish engulfing, and these don't repaint, and so these are live. You'll see these live when you trade. Bearish engulfing candle, reversal down signal, bear action over the next like 30 minutes. If you look at that, 30 minutes. Possible reversal up here. We get a bounce over the next 5 minutes. Again, possible reversal and a bearish engulfing candle. Huge bounce really over the next like hour plus of movement here. And I can't fake that. They also show you chart patterns and a lot of other cool stuff. And again, they're not going to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. $35 a month though. Very cheap. Check them out if you want to help support the channel. Again, I'll put this link up here. Appreciate the love, guys. Y'all be good. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, we got the rate hike decision tomorrow. It is a huge day. It will influence the market very heavily. Let me know what you guys think. We will stream the entire thing just like we stream GameStop here. We will stream the entire thing completely live on stream. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to check out our sponsors. Link is in the description. Again, I'm certainly biased in all their favor. I can't guarantee a thing. Not investment professionals. Don't sue me. We love you all. Good luck. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. And we'll see you guys later. Oh, wait. Oh. Yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later. They didn't give a DRS number, so I'm not sure. But yeah, y'all be good. We'll see you guys.